I've been working on Subarus exclusively for over 15 years. I've rebuilt hundreds of engines, replaced countless transmissions, and diagnosed every problem imaginable. But here's what nobody talks about: the parts that never fail. The components that keep working flawlessly for 200,000, 300,000, even 400,000 miles. While everyone focuses on head gaskets, CVTs, and oil consumption, they miss the bigger picture. Subarus have some of the most reliable components in the automotive industry. Parts that simply refuse to break, no matter how you drive or maintain the car. Last week, I worked on a 2003 Outback with 342,000 miles. Original alternator, original starter, original wheel bearings, all still perfect. This isn't unusual. This is what Subarus do when they're designed right. Today I'm revealing the Subaru components that are virtually indestructible. The parts you'll never need to replace. The systems that just keep working. This is the positive side of Subaru ownership that nobody talks about. Keep watching, because understanding what never breaks helps you appreciate what you already own. Let's get into the components that earn Subaru's legendary reliability reputation. Component number 1. The manual transmission. If you own a Subaru with a manual transmission, you've got one of the most bulletproof gearboxes ever built. I've seen manual transmission Subarus with 400,000 plus miles on the original clutch and transmission, still shifting smoothly, no grinding, no synchro wear, nothing. Why Subaru manual transmissions last forever? Overbuilt design from rally heritage. These transmissions were engineered for racing abuse. Daily driving is nothing compared to rally stages. The components have massive safety margins. Excellent gear oil quality from the factory. Subaru uses premium gear oil that protects exceptionally well. Even with extended drain intervals, it holds up. Simple, proven design. No complicated electronics or dual clutch systems to fail. Just gears, bearings, and synchronizers built to last. Minimal heat generation. Manual transmissions don't generate the heat that automatics do. Less heat means less wear on all components. What can go wrong? Rarely. Clutches wear out every 100,000 to 150,000 miles. This is normal wear, not a failure. Replacement is straightforward and affordable. Shifter bushings get loose around 150,000 miles, causes sloppy shifting feel. $50 in parts, easy DIY fix. Throw-out bearings occasionally fail. Makes noise when clutch pedal is pressed. Replaced during clutch service. But the actual transmission? It just keeps going. I've never replaced a Subaru manual transmission due to internal failure. Only external damage from accidents or abuse. If you have a manual transmission Subaru, cherish it. You've got a transmission that will outlast the rest of the car. Component number 2, the starter motor. Subaru starter motors are ridiculously reliable. I see original starters working perfectly at 250,000 to 300,000 miles regularly. They just keep cranking year after year without complaint. Why Subaru starters last so long? Heavy-duty construction. These starters are built with larger components than necessary, over-engineered for reliability rather than cost savings. Excellent placement in the engine bay. Protected from road spray, salt, and debris. Stays relatively clean and dry compared to other vehicles. Quality electrical connections. Proper wire gauge and secure connections. Electrical issues rarely affect Subaru starters. Efficient design that doesn't overheat. Quick cranking means less heat buildup. Heat is what kills most starter motors. What eventually happens? Around 200,000 to 250,000 miles, you might hear slower cranking. Brushes wear down inside the motor, but even then, it usually keeps working. Solenoid contacts can wear and cause clicking. This is repairable, doesn't require full starter replacement. Clean and tighten the connections often fixes it. Cost to replace if needed, $150 to $300. But most Subaru owners never replace their starter. It's one of those components you just forget about. Contrast this with other brands. I've seen Hondas need starters at 80,000 miles. Nissans often fail around 100,000 miles. Domestic vehicles, some need them at 60,000 miles. Subaru starters are in a different league entirely. Component number 3, the alternator. Subaru alternators are absolute tanks. Original alternators running strong at 300,000 plus miles is completely normal. These things just refuse to die. Why they're so reliable? Robust bearing design. The bearings that support the rotor are oversized. They handle the load with minimal wear. Excellent voltage regulator. Maintains steady electrical output without overworking. Prevents overheating and component stress. Sealed construction. Keeps moisture and debris out of critical areas. Internal components stay clean and protected. Proper amperage rating for the electrical system. Not undersized trying to save costs. Plenty of capacity means it never strains. What you might experience: belt squealing around 100,000 miles. This is the serpentine belt, not the alternator. Replace the belt, alternator is fine. Battery light comes on intermittently, often a loose connection, not alternator failure. Tighten battery terminals and alternator connection. Voltage slightly low or high. Might need voltage regulator, but alternator still works. This is a wear item that can be replaced separately. Actual alternator failure. Rare before 200,000 miles. And when they do fail, it's usually bearings. Even then, alternators can be rebuilt for $150 to $200, much cheaper than replacement. Compare this to other brands where alternators fail at 80,000 to 120,000 miles. Subaru's engineering here is exceptional. Component number 4, wheel bearings. This surprises people, but Subaru wheel bearings are incredibly durable. I regularly see original wheel bearings at 200,000 to 250,000 miles. No noise, no play, still perfectly functional. Why Subaru wheel bearings last? High-quality sealed bearing assemblies. Proper sealing keeps grease in and contamination out. The bearings stay lubricated for life. Appropriate load rating for the vehicle weight, not undersized to save money. Handle the loads with minimal stress. Good suspension geometry. Proper angles reduce side loads on bearing. This extends bearing life significantly. AWD system distributes loads evenly. All 4 wheels share the work. No single bearing takes excessive abuse. What affects bearing life? Aggressive driving through potholes. Hard impacts can damage bearing races. But even then, they're tougher than most. Driving through deep water frequently. Can force water past seals on some models. But this is extreme use. Aftermarket wheels with incorrect offset changes suspension geometry and loads, can accelerate bearing wear. Signs a bearing is failing. Humming noise that changes with speed, gets louder during turns. Play in the wheel when jacked up. Grab the tire and rock it, you'll feel looseness. ABS or traction control warning lights. Failed bearings affect wheel speed sensors. Replacement cost, $200 to $350 per wheel. But most Subaru owners never replace wheel bearings. They outlast their ownership of the vehicle. Component number 5, the AWD system components. The actual AWD transfer components in Subarus are virtually indestructible. Center differentials, transfer gears, and AWD clutches last the life of the vehicle. I've never seen these components fail with proper fluid maintenance. Why the AWD system is so reliable? Symmetrical design distributes loads evenly. No single component takes excessive stress. Everything shares the work equally. Continuous AWD rather than on demand. No clutch packs that engage and disengage constantly. Continuous operation means steady, predictable wear. Excellent gear oil quality. Subaru specifies premium gear oils. These protect components exceptionally well. Mechanical simplicity. No complicated electronic systems to fail, just gears, bearings, and differentials. What requires maintenance? Differential fluid every 50,000 miles. Simple drain and fill service. Keeps components lubricated and protected. Transfer case fluid on some models. Same service interval as differentials. Inexpensive preventive maintenance. What can go wrong? Rarely. Driving with mismatched tires creates stress in the AWD system, but even this rarely causes actual failure. Severe off-road abuse without maintenance. Extreme use requires more frequent fluid changes, but the components themselves stay strong. I've rebuilt engines and transmissions on Subarus, but I've never rebuilt an AWD system due to component failure. They just keep transferring power mile after mile, year after year. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Component number 6. Suspension components. Subaru suspension components are remarkably durable. Control arms, ball joints, and tie rod ends last 150,000 to 200,000 plus miles. This is impressive for an AWD vehicle that sees varied terrain. Why suspension lasts so long? High-quality rubber bushings. These don't deteriorate as fast as cheaper materials. Maintain proper geometry for many years. Robust ball joint design. Sealed units that keep grease in and dirt out. Can handle significant loads without wear. Proper alignment specifications. Factory settings distribute loads evenly. No single component takes excessive stress. McPherson strut design is simple and proven. Fewer moving parts than multi-link setups. Less complexity means less to go wrong. What wears out? Normal maintenance. Struts and shocks around 80,000 to 120,000 miles. These are wear items, not failures. Replacing them restores ride quality. Sway bar end links around 100,000 miles. Make clunking noises over bumps. Inexpensive and easy to replace. Lower control arm bushings on some models. Can wear around 150,000 miles in Rust Belt states, but still impressive longevity. What rarely fails? Actual control arms. The metal arms themselves almost never break. Only bushings need replacement. Ball joints. These are sealed for life and usually last 200,000 plus miles. Tie rod ends. Rarely need replacement before 150,000 miles. Suspension reliability means predictable handling for the life of the vehicle. No scary failures or sudden problems. Lower maintenance costs compared to other AWD vehicles. Component number 7. The engine block and heads. Despite the head gasket issues on certain models, the actual engine blocks and cylinder heads never fail. These aluminum components are cast to perfection and simply don't crack or warp under normal use. Even when head gaskets fail, the block and heads are usually reusable. Why these components are indestructible? Excellent aluminum alloy quality. Subaru uses premium aluminum with proper heat treatment. Resists warping and cracking. Conservative design with thick walls. Not trying to minimize weight at the expense of strength. Plenty of material for durability. Proper cooling passages. Coolant flows efficiently through the engine. Prevents hot spots that cause warping. Boxer layout distributes heat evenly. No hot top cylinders like an inline engine. Temperature is more uniform throughout. What I see even after head gasket failure, blocks get cleaned, inspected, and reused. Maybe a light surface on the deck, but no damage. Heads get resurfaced and go right back on. A few thousandths removed, still within spec. Cylinder walls maintain perfect crosshatch. Honing isn't needed even at 150,000 to 200,000 miles. Bearing surfaces stay smooth. Proper oil maintenance keeps journals perfect. I've rebuilt dozens of Subaru engines. I've never scrapped a block or head due to damage. They're always reusable with minimal machine work. This is rare in the industry. Many engines need new blocks or heads after failure. Subaru engines just need gaskets and reassembly. Component number 8. The fuel system. Subaru fuel pumps, fuel injectors, and fuel pressure regulators are exceptionally reliable. Original fuel pumps working perfectly at 250,000 plus miles is standard. Injectors rarely clog or fail even with questionable fuel quality. Why the fuel system is so reliable? High-quality fuel pump motors. Subaru uses premium pump assemblies. They handle ethanol fuel without degradation, robust injector design, precise machining and quality seals, maintain spray pattern for hundreds of thousands of miles, excellent fuel filtration, in-tank filters catch debris before it reaches injectors, keeps the system clean, conservative pressure specifications. Pumps aren't stressed to maximum capacity. They operate well within their limits. What might need attention? Fuel filter on older models. Serviceable inline filters need changing every 60,000 miles. Newer models have non-serviceable lifetime filters, fuel injector cleaning around 100,000 miles. Preventive cleaning maintains performance, but actual injector failure is rare. Fuel pump around 200,000 to 250,000 miles. Eventually wears out, but this is impressive longevity. Replacement is straightforward. I've seen other brands need fuel pumps at 80,000 miles, have injector problems at 60,000 miles, require multiple fuel system repairs. Subarus? The fuel system just works. It's one less thing to worry about. Component number 9. The HVAC system. Subaru heating and air conditioning systems are surprisingly durable. Original compressors, blower motors, and heater cores lasting 15 to 20 years. These systems just keep heating and cooling without drama. Why HVAC reliability is so good? Quality AC compressor. Subaru uses reliable compressor designs, proper lubrication and sealing, efficient blower motor, doesn't overheat from continuous operation, brushes last much longer than competitors. Well-designed heater core. Proper coolant flow prevents clogging. Corrosion resistance is excellent. Good condenser placement. Protected from road debris better than some vehicles. Less damage from rocks and road hazards. What you might need: AC recharge every 5 to 7 years. Normal refrigerant loss over time. Quick and inexpensive service. Blower motor resistor around 100,000 miles. Controls fan speed can fail on some models. $40 part. Easy replacement. Cabin air filter replacement regularly. This is maintenance, not a failure. Keeps airflow strong and cabin fresh. Actual component failures? Rare before 200,000 miles. When the AC compressor finally fails, it's usually at 15 to 20 years old. That's exceptional longevity. Component number 10. Safety systems. Subaru safety systems are built to last the life of the vehicle. Airbag systems, ABS components, and stability control modules rarely fail. These critical safety features just keep working. Why safety systems are so reliable? Quality sensors and modules. Subaru doesn't cut corners on safety. Premium components throughout the systems. Proper connector sealing. Electrical connections resist corrosion. Signals stay clean and reliable. Conservative programming. Systems don't operate at maximum thresholds. This reduces stress and extends component life. Minimal false activation. Smart programming prevents unnecessary cycling. Components last longer when not overworked. What you'll probably never replace: ABS pump and module. These last the life of the vehicle typically. Airbag control module. Never fails under normal circumstances. Stability control sensors. Rarely need replacement before 200,000 miles. Side curtain airbags. These stay good indefinitely. What might need attention? ABS wheel speed sensors around 150,000 miles. Exposed to road debris and salt. Inexpensive replacement when needed. Clock spring for steering wheel airbag. Can wear on high mileage vehicles. But this is uncommon. The safety systems that protect you, they're as reliable as anything in the vehicle. You can count on them when you need them most. What this means for Subaru owners. Understanding what never breaks changes your perspective on ownership. Yes, Subarus have known issues. Head gaskets on EJ25 engines, CVT maintenance needs, oil consumption on some models. But the majority of components are exceptionally reliable. When you maintain the problem areas properly, you've got a vehicle that will run forever. The things that do break are predictable and preventable with maintenance. The things that don't break? They save you thousands in repairs other brands require. Focus your maintenance budget on regular oil changes, CVT fluid service, coolant replacement, timing belt service, PCV system maintenance. Everything else? It's going to work just fine. Your Subaru starter alternator wheel bearings, AWD components, and dozens of other parts will outlast your ownership. That's the real Subaru reliability story nobody tells. After working on Subarus daily for 15 years, I've learned what to trust. The components I've shared today are the foundation of Subaru's legendary reliability. They're the reason customers with 300,000-mile Subarus still trust their vehicles completely. While everyone talks about the problems, these components quietly do their job for decades. That's the positive side of Subaru ownership. Appreciate what you've got under the hood, because it's built to last. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.